Hello everybody, how goes it? Rabbitsmore here, and this is my tutorial for an automatic sugarcane farm. And it works pretty simply. You have your sugarcane in your farm, and at random amounts of time it will grow up to the second layer here. And then at about every 20 seconds or so, I have an armor stand timer in the back here that will go around about every 20 seconds and activate our pistons, which will push a block forward and break the sugarcane that is grown at the second layer. That will get pushed against the glass and fall into our collection channel here. And that goes into our hopper and our collection system to gather up there. So you can see, pretty simple and pretty compact. And I also want to point out that sugarcane can grow up to 3 tall, but I found it to be a lot more efficient to just let it grow up to the second layer and just use a timer to break it at that because of how long it takes to grow. Alright, so for this tutorial, I'm just going to be focusing on how to build one layer of this farm. And you can see in this example, I have 3 up here. And you can build as many as you wanted, as high as you wanted to go, depending on how much sugarcane you want. But again, for this tutorial, I'm going to be focusing on building one layer here, and then later on, I will talk about how to add additional layers as well. But before we get into building this, I'm going to open up our supply chest here for what we'll need to build this. So if you want to pause the video here, you can. And this will be for building the farm part. And most of this over here will be for building our armor stand timer. So nothing too complex here. We have our building blocks here. The glass is if you just want the glass up front here to be able to see through. You can use a solid block there if you want it instead. You can use whatever type of building block you want here. I have 2 buckets of water. You could use just 1 bucket if you have an infinite water source nearby. But if not, go ahead and bring 2. And then we have an armor stand on this side, 7 soul sand, and a pressure plate, which can be either stone or wooden, whichever type you want to bring. And everything else here is pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so we're going to start by building our water channel for our collection area and then move up to our first layer of our farm here. And this farm is as simple to build as it looks. So I'm going to pick an area here where I'm going to be building my water channel, and I'm going to be digging it out in the ground. If you want, you could build it up above the ground by building an area for it like so. But again, I'm just going to be digging mine out, so it's going to be 8 blocks long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to place my water bucket on the left side here, so it flows all the way down to the right side here into our collection area. So moving this over, we're going to dig 2 blocks out and down as well. Put our chest on the far side here, and then put a hopper going into the back side of that chest so that any sugarcane going along here will get collected into our chest here. Going up to the next layer, we're going to be planting sugarcane all along next to the water here. Since it does need to be planted next to water, this works out well for our collection area and our planting station. So once that's planted, we need to place our sticky pistons, and these will be back 2 blocks behind the sugarcane. So 2 blocks back, I'm going to place a block, and then place a sticky piston facing towards this sugarcane here. And I can go ahead and break out that bottom block. I don't need that anymore. And then we're going to build these all the way along back behind our sugarcane here. Once you've done that, you can place solid blocks on the front of each one of these sticky pistons here. So it should look like this. So next, what we're going to do is build our stopping wall for the flying sugarcane going across here. So directly across from our sugarcane, I'm going to build a glass wall here, 2 blocks tall. And then on the sides of these, I'm going to build a 2 block tall wall of our standard blocks, our building blocks. So same on this side over here. I can break that one above the hopper there so I don't have anything blocking the hopper. But this will stop any of the sugarcane when it pops out from flying out onto the grass here. So it'll push down into our collection channel. And then next, we're going to go back behind all of our sticky pistons, place another layer of building block on here, and then climb up on top and place redstone behind each one of these pistons as well. And that's ready to be hooked up to our clock now. And I don't need that block there. All right, so the last thing that we need to do to make this into a fully functioning farm is hook up our armor stand timer to the redstone in the back. And based on your build, you can put it wherever you want along the back of this redstone. I'm going to be placing mine on the left side here. So I'm going to go down a block here, put a piece of redstone dust, and go down once more and put a repeater going into that block there. Next to our repeater is going to be our pressure plate, which again, that can be stone or wooden. And then I'm going to place a block directly above this repeater by shift right clicking there. And then on this corner here, I'm going to build a 2 block tall wall. And this will be where our water is that pushes our armor stand around. So next we need to build our 3x3 area for our armor stand. So I'm going to start by putting 2 blocks next to our repeater and 2 blocks next to this wall here. So that builds our 3x3 area. And I'm going to complete that by building another 2 walls here that are 3 long. So we have our 3x3 area here. In the center, you can place a 2 tall pillar of blocks there. And on this side, where we can see the repeater and the pressure plate like so, Going to put the sign that we have on the side of the top of our pillar here so it stops the water from going in this direction, so it only goes in one direction. And then each block in here, other than the pressure plate, we're going to replace with soul sand. So go ahead and put soul sand all the way around here so that it slows our armor stand down as it goes around. And next, we can place our water block directly above this pressure plate, and it should flow all the way around like so. The last thing that we'll need to do is put our actual armor stand into this area here. So go ahead and build up a block somewhere along the side so you can place your armor stand alongside this block here, and it will drop down into your system. You can see it activated our pistons there. So armor stand timer is good to go. It will activate each time it goes all the way around, which is about every 20 seconds here. So now we can work on adding more layers. Alright, so if you want, you could just stop right here and have your automatic sugarcane farm good to go, but if you want, you can also add more layers like this farm here, or as high as you want to go to get even more sugarcane, so I'm going to show you how to do that. First, we're going to grab all of our supplies that we needed for our first layer, but this time we will need at least 8 dirt or grass blocks. Either one will work here. I'm going to be using grass. So going up to our next layer, I'm going to build up 2 blocks from our first sugarcane here, break that one out, and then I'm going to build these all the way across the top of where our sugarcane was, so 8 blocks wide, just like this. And next, what we're going to do is build a trench for some water, since you can only plant sugarcane next to water. So I'm going to do that back behind these ones so that it doesn't flow down here. So I'm going to place blocks all the way across the tops of these sticky pistons here, and then one off to the sides on each side as well. And then we can place our water on the left side here, so it flows all the way across so that we can plant our sugarcane across each one of these. If you want, you could put source blocks of water in each of these, but flowing water works just fine too. So go ahead and plant each one of your 8 sugarcane here. And then we're going to bring up our sticky pistons that are going to be pushing our second layer here. So building up one, we're going to put a sticky piston there, break that out, and build sticky pistons all the way across, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then put a solid block in front of each one of these as well. And then just like our other layer, we're going to build up our sidewalls here up 2 blocks, including the glass up front to stop the sugarcane from flying out of our farm here. There we go. And behind our sticky pistons, we're going to need another layer of blocks for our redstone. So go ahead and place a solid block along the back of each of these sticky pistons, and place your redstone dust going along the back side of each of these as well. Okay, and before we hook up our redstone from layer to layer, we're going to bring this wall up another block here so that it goes up to our second layer of where our sugarcane will be. So bring that up one more here so that it is one above where the sugarcane is. And to hook the redstone up between our layers, what we're going to do is go from wherever our redstone is ending along this line and put that into a solid block here. And we're going to put a redstone torch on top of that. And you might need a couple redstone torches depending on how many layers you're adding. So you're going to put a redstone torch here at the end of this line of redstone, going into a block here, and that will have another redstone torch on top as well. So now, whenever this bottom layer is active, it will also activate our top layer. And depending on how many layers you had again, what you would do to go to the next layer is zigzag this, so going across again would go into a solid block with a redstone torch, going into another redstone torch, and that would go into your next layer of pistons as well. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for this tutorial. You should have your automatic sugarcane farm up and running, and you'll have tons and tons of sugar and paper that you can make out of this. So I hope this tutorial helped you out, guys. If it did, you can always leave a like on the video. And if you want to see more stuff like this, you can always subscribe and check out the rest of my channel, including one of my recent uploads, which was all about the armor stand timer here. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have an excellent day, and see you later.